today. And the people who join in can join in while the presentation is on. Um, to give you a little brief on our session and to introduce myself, I am Ekta Gwalani, the Senior Wellness Manager at Sukoon Insurance, your healthcare insurer. And we're here today to speak about the topic that is called healthy aging, and how basically embracing wellness and embracing the current age we live in, and how it would embed us to have longevity in our lives. So today we're here to talk about aging gracefully and adding years to our lives, and to help us understand on how we can basically keep ourselves aging in a healthier note. We have with us today Yara Abugharbiyeh. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure if I pronounce your surname well, Yara.
You're good.
She is a distinguished clinical dietitian with expertise in medical nutrition, therapy, weight management, and promoting healthy lifestyles. Yara goes beyond conventional dietary advice by crafting unique nutritional programs to address the diverse need of her patients. With years of experience and a knack of empathizing to individual needs of her patients, Yara's dedication to empowering individuals through education makes her the perfect guide to guide us through this journey. Yara currently is residing with Medcare Group, and she'll of course give a little bit of information when she starts speaking on about where you can get in touch with her and where she basically resides in which Medcare entity. I would like to also take this opportunity to thank our partner for being a part of this webinar. I would like to thank Medcare clinics and hospitals for always supporting us in our corporate events and in our corporate webinars that we host on a very regular basis. Just to add on a small note to everybody, everyone is on mute. So we've kept everyone on mute because it basically helps us keep the session smoothly, and we don't have any disturbances while the speaker is presenting. You can of course put in your questions or raise your hand, or you can put in your questions in the chat box or the Q&A box. And you can also raise your hands and we'll obviously get to you and take your questions at that point. To further to move on from the session, I will have Yara please take on the platform to present to us on how we can basically how we can basically age gracefully and in a healthy manner. I will also be doing a small poll towards the end of the webinar, so your feedback is very important just to understand if you were happy with the webinar, etc. So please, when you get the notification that the poll has started, please put in your answers, because that feedback gives us the opportunity to learn and understands how we can improvise in our webinars and provide you the right kind of content educationally that could help you and support you. So thank you again, and hope you enjoy the webinar.
Thank you so much. So I'm Yara. I'm a clinical dietitian, and I'm currently in Medcare, leading a chronic care programs. And I'm really, really happy to be talking about this, I believe, very truly important topic, because usually with what's been happening is when we do get sick and when we do go on with these really, really bad permanent conditions, that's when we remember to take care of our health, and we would remember a healthy lifestyle. So this will help you at least gain some idea on small things that you can do in order for you to have a healthier, let's say, years ahead. And as you know, we are all made of genetics, and we have all these genetics makeup. And so whenever you have these chronic conditions like diabetes, hypertension, all of these things, in your genetics, there is a way to delay or keep them inactivated, so you can delay all of these things and have a healthier life. So I'm going to start by sharing the screen. Um, Let me just start. Just the entire screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Amazing. Okay, so just to start, I'll just introduce Medcare for whoever doesn't know Medcare. It's a network of multi-specialty hospitals and medical clinics with so many specialists around to help us maintain our well-being. We have a simple promise, which is we'll treat you well. And this is something that we always say. Every doctor, every dietitian, every nurse, we go on about this statement, and we do everything to make it easier for our patients to have a healthier life, to have a better, let's say, standard of living. So this is healthcare. So this is our contents for today. So I don't know. Before I get into this, I don't know if you have ever heard the word aging or getting older. You always imagine getting sick, weak. I mean, not so many positive thoughts around it, right? And so aging is never meant to be this long, to be honest. And it has always been something that should be happier and better to, grow older, wiser. And there are factors that really decide whether you'll have a graceful aging or can't get out of bed aging. And yeah, there is something like graceful aging. I've seen it. I've seen people who have had a very beautiful life while they're in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and they are full of health. So, healthy aging in general, it's the process of maintaining good physical health, mental, social, and general well-being while you're getting older. And it starts very early on. A healthy aging, or the word aging, is not when you're 50 or 60. It starts very early on, actually from the moment you're born. So we're always aging, we're always getting older, and it's just the maintenance of a good physical health, of a good mental health, now we all know is so much important, as important as physical. And it is the matter of adopting healthier lifestyles or healthier habits. And they would be just small things that you can add to your life to make positive overall lifestyle choices. And it is important to start early to think about these things. We can't think about them when we are prone to diabetes or when we feel like, oh, our blood sugar is way too high. It should start so early in order to avoid any of these complications that would make it harder for you later on if you get into these struggle. It would make it harder for you to get out of them. So it's never too late to adopt a healthy lifestyle. It doesn't matter. And I always say this to patients, no matter how old you are, it's never too late to start just with any healthier habit. And I don't know if you've ever met anyone who's like they're 60 and they look and sound like they're in their early 40s. I've had that happen with one of my patients, and I saw that and I was amazed. And I've also seen a very young 31-year-old who, by all means, look, sound over 50. And by sound, I mean the way they think about life, because, like I said, mental and social well-being is also as important. So the way you think about life, your perspective, and how you go on about your thoughts. So with aging gracefully, I mean, you would always be able to travel and do all the things that you've always wanted to do. While we're younger, we're working, we're hustling, we're trying to get better. And then that's the time when you are older, when you've had your kids and all of that, and they grow up. And that's when it's time for you to take care of you and travel and see them around the world. And looking and feeling younger is so, so, so important. So by looking younger, you'll have more confidence, you'll have a better mental well-being, so it's also important to take care of yourself in order to look good, but to look good to have the confidence. So And for sure to spend the quality time with your family, because like I said, it is the time to spend to focus on yourself, to focus on your family and the important things, and that's what happens. um, so the components of a healthy life, I think they are so simple, to be honest. It's just as simple as a balanced diet, not a restrictive diet, not I can't eat anything diet. It's a balanced diet. Physical activity, any form of physical activity, really. I would never ask someone to go to the gym in order to be healthy. Social connections, and social connections means having your loved ones around, having people that you like around, removing yourself from people who are toxic, who are not okay. Adequate sleep is very important, and I think it's underestimated how important it is, because now people think, the more I stay up late, there's a study that said it would make me smarter or something like that. But sleep well. Hydration, and I think everyone has heard about drinking a lot of water, drink 8 cups, and it's really important to have a sufficient amount of water for so many bodily functions. Stress management is something that I think is very important, but stress is there in life, and it's just a matter of how we deal with it and how we go on about it, but it's inevitable. We will always have stress. So I'll get into the importance of nutrition. So importance of nutrition, when we talk about good food or a balanced diet, it is not only to look good, it's not to look slim or fit into your clothes. It's a matter of providing what your body needs of nutrients to do what it has to do in order to be healthy, and your cells to be multiplying well and things are going well. It helps prevent chronic diseases, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, all of these things that are irreversible. Once you have them, you can get out of them, and the prevention process is so important. Um, it boosts your immunity. Now we're all getting sick. I'm right now sick. This is not my voice. So we just to prevent all of that immunity, just to help you boost your immunity. It supports growth and development, whether you're young or old. It just helps you to develop your cells, your organs, and so many more. Maintaining a healthy weight. Again, obesity is also linked to so many other diseases, and obesity as itself is now a disease. So just to help you not have these, to prevent the chronic diseases, giving energy for daily activities. The feeling of being fatigued, tired, ill from the moment you open your eyes is not supposed to be right. So it means that you are deficient in a nutrient or two. Aids in maintaining mental well-being and cognitive function. And I think now people understand the importance of mental well-being, but really nutrition affects your mental well-being by so much, and the moment you change certain lifestyle choices, you'll see the impact on your mental health more than your physical health, and it's much quicker too. um and it supports overall quality of life, right? So the nutrients to focus when we talk about aging, right? So while we're getting older, there are nutrients that they don't get produced as much in your body. They are less absorbed in your body, and it starts as early as in your early 30s. So vitamin D is something, especially in UAE, we are not getting a lot because we're always hidden inside either our cars, our houses, work, whatever, and we don't have a lot of sun exposure. So a sunlight, like 10 minutes of daily sunlight exposure, it should be enough to maintain. But if you are deficient, you'll get so many symptoms that are they're not linked. You'll never believe, like the feeling of fatigue, depression, even hair loss, all of that. It's all linked to vitamin D deficiency. So we can find it in oily fish, in fortified cereals, in supplements if you are needed. But I would actually advise you to get tested before getting any supplements. B12 or B vitamins in general. B complex is such an important. They are a complex of important vitamins in the body that has to do with everything, to be honest, and they are water soluble. So every day when you sweat, when you go to the bathroom, you always get them removed out of your body on daily basis. So people who are vegetarians, they are very low in B12. and so this has to be supplemented and on daily basis. You'll find them also in nuts and whole grains in smaller portions, but they're mainly in animal-based protein. Calcium is very important. As you know, you'd have osteoporosis, you'd start having joint troubles, knee troubles, and everything is painful. And also, that has been happening to people who are in their 30s. But calcium can help a lot, especially with vitamin D. You can find calcium in milk, cheeses, tofu. Magnesium, I cannot even, if I started talking about magnesium and how amazing it is, I would talk forever. Magnesium is amazing, and I would usually, now it should be supplemented, to be honest. People are not eating so much of the things that has magnesium, but generally, magnesium, it helps with your sleep, the sleep quality, not to put you to sleep, but when you're sleeping, it puts you in this deep sleep that really regenerate your brain cells, which is very important for the next day and to remember everything. So it helps with everything, with your digestion, with your muscles. If you have a lot of muscle spasm, probably it's magnesium deficiency. If you are not, if you keep on waking up for no reason, although you go to bed earlier or whatever, that's also magnesium deficiency. You can find it in dark chocolate, which is awesome. Avocado, nuts. Um, and generally, sorry, I have to write something. Yeah. And then we have our omega-3. So omega-3 generally it is found in all of these fish, like seafood. You'll find it in high amounts, and you'll see supplements that are called fish oil or something. It's omega-3. So you'll find it in your salmon, tuna, sardines, flax seeds. I can start talking about one topic, which is high protein. Protein and muscles for healthy aging is one of the most important things that you can do, generally speaking. And with protein, I mean, now a lot of people are hearing a lot about protein, but especially the ones who are going to the gym. And to be honest, it is very, very important to increase the portion of protein on your plate will get you to be had more full, so you wouldn't really munch on the unnecessary things or eat more of your carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are amazing, by the way, but it doesn't get you to have your full, let's say, carbohydrate or fat, or even snack on unnecessary things, or even have these cravings at night. So whenever you add more protein, it just regulates so many functions, especially your cravings. Plus, as you get older, actually from the age of 25 and above, you start first of all losing your collagen, but then over the age of 30, you start losing your muscles. Your muscles are not being generated as they should. And so it's really important to engage in some kind of resistant training plus high protein diet. And protein does not mean meat, fish, and chicken. It's also in eggs, cheeses, legumes, lentils, and beans for the vegetarians. And you can find them now in a supplemented form, let's say, in Greek yogurt. And it's not supplemented, Greek yogurt does have a protein, but you can also find them in like whey protein that you can put them into anything really now. So generally speaking, protein and muscle generation is very, very, very important to do it early on in order that it helps you when you're 60, 70, and 80. This is not moving. Okay. So this is the most basic guideline that anyone can give, and honestly, it has been used for the past so many years, and it's still being used, but because it makes sense. And I need you to forget about the fruits portion here and just imagine it's the whole vegetables. So usually the best way to guide yourself to eat, let's say, healthier or just to have a more, let's say, focused meal without even restricting yourself over anything. So just always have half of your plate of vegetables, any form of vegetables, either salad or cooked or steamed or whatever vegetables you like. You can have it there. And then the other half, you split it into two. Then one quarter would be protein. And this is whatever protein you like. It could be chicken, meat, fish, and it would be somewhat kind of the size of your palm, like the whole palm. And this is like the preferable size or measurement. Or you can do beans or you can do lentils, but these also have carbohydrates, so also be careful of the portion that you add in there. And then the other quarter would be carbohydrates, whatever carbohydrates you like. Whole wheat bread. If we're gonna go for bread, let's go whole wheat. You can do rice, pasta, whatever, potatoes. Um, Generally now it's the whole carbohydrate misconception is like, oh, carbohydrates are bad for you. They're not bad for you. You just have to be careful with the portion size. But generally speaking, everything is excellent for you. And also, don't forget to add any source of healthy fat in there: avocados, olive oil, and with fats, they are again good, but then a higher portion means a much higher calorie intake. So we always aim for a nice measurement. So let's say an avocado, you go for a half. So a balanced diet, when I say a balanced diet, I mean including a variety of food from all food groups in moderation. So that's what I mean by carbohydrates and fats and all of that. So whenever we eat, and that's why the whole misconception around carbs happen, because people are eating a large amount of carbs, and then when they reduce it a little bit, they lose the weight or they feel whatever, and then they would tell you, oh, it's carbs, it's bad for you. It's not. It's just you overdid it with carbs. It can happen with anything else, really. So it supports optimal digestion. Whenever we have more fibers with through vegetables and whole grain breads and stuff like that, we will have optimal digestion, gut health, and an ideal weight. So it emphasizes whole, minimally processed foods. I'm sorry, like I said, I'm sick. So, okay. It boosts overall health and it prevents chronic diseases. This is not working. Let's try this again. Okay. I think we're gonna have to do with this voice. So physical activity. Like I said, physical activity does not mean going to the gym. I'll never ask you to do that. It's just a matter of movement. So whatever movement that helps strengthen your muscles, gets you to move, like let's say 30 minutes a day of fast walking, let's say, or yoga, Pilates, the little things that you can do. Sorry. But a simple walk can go a long way. Okay, so water is actually very, very important, and you can check your hydration level through, to be honest, your urine. Whether it's clear or very, let's say, yellow or dark, it means you're less hydrated and your body is struggling, like I am right now. So it just means the lighter it is, the more hydrated you are, and that's our ideal situation. So you have to drink a lot of water regularly, and you can do that through different, let's say, water bottles throughout the day. And to limit, let's say, your caffeine and alcohol. But again, I can't ask people to do that. So whenever you have caffeine or alcohol, make sure to have water around it. And aim to always connect your water intake to something else. Let's say I'll have a glass of water before my meal and then after my meal. Or before I do one task at work and then after that task at work. So connect it to something that you regularly do, and that over time would put it in your head that, okay, I have to drink water. So you'll always have water around. By the way, herbal tea, infused water, coconut water, these are good sources of hydration. Now, adequate sleep. and it's really, really important. Um, Adequate sleep, and when we say sleep, it's not only good for your physical health, but your mental health as well. If you're emotionally not okay, sleeping would really help regulate your hormones, would help regulate everything that's really, let's say, triggering certain emotions. We usually need 7 to 9 hours of sleep as adults, and stick to a bedtime routine, especially during the week when you have work. Try to get into bed. Let's say if you don't like to get, if you don't like to sleep super early, just get into bed and be in bed a bit earlier. Deep breathing, relaxing exercises should help you go into sleep better. And it can also help you manage your stress. For stress specifically, you can manage it with exercises, good diet, all of these little things that you can do. Trust me, it goes a long way with stress management. And always please reach out to friends, family for support. Don't keep it within yourself, because some people can help and some people can support. And with mental health, it's really, really getting worse and worse. And so, whenever you need help, you should speak out about it. So, with mental health, the way to do it is any form of physical activity. And I know it sounds like I'm trying to sell physical activity so much. No, to be honest, physical activities just help so much with mental health. When you feel like you're so tired and mentally exhausted, just go for a walk and see the difference that it can do. Go for a walk with music on, without music on, whatever you want to do, but go for that walk. It will relieve so much of that stress. Stay connected with loved ones, whoever they may be, and get professional help whenever you need it. Don't wait when it's very bad or you're in a bad situation. Just ask for professional help. So, chronic diseases, and this is my specialty to be honest. Chronic diseases, they have been the cause of almost 74% of all global deaths around the world. And so we really have to understand how to prevent them, and if we have them, how to deal with them. Because when you deal with them, it doesn't mean you're going to die soon, it just means that you need to learn how to manage them. Part of those diseases are diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, hormonal imbalances, PCOS, hypothyroidism, obesity. These all are linked to so many other, let's say, worse diseases like heart disease and all of that. But we start from here. So the causes are usually that simple. Poor nutrition, eating outside all the time, all the unhealthy food choices that you can do day after day, day after day, year after year, and eventually you'll find yourself in a bad situation. Physical inactivity when you're extremely lazy to do anything, and unhealthy habits, drinking, smoking in large amounts, and of course genetics. But like I said, genetics are, you can play with them. You can always, they are not necessarily activated. We activate them through our unhealthy choices of life. So what does it feel to have a chronic disease? Is unexplained feeling of exhaustion is one of them. Excessive weight loss or gain, and to be a sudden, frequent urination, constant hunger, severe headaches, dizziness, difficulty breathing, nausea, blurred vision, chest pain. These are all indicators that there's something seriously wrong and you are getting there to a chronic disease. I want to take the minutes to explain more about the chronic care program that we do and how we take care of these people. And our goal is to provide full support to our patients to understand a healthier lifestyle, and how to go on about it. So we educate them very gradually. It's a year-long program. So we educate them and we get them to understand how to prevent and manage their chronic diseases. And we ensure an effective program through collaboration. We collaborate with our physicians, nurses, dietitians, tackle everything from every way, uh, and to prevent any complications. So when when we do the treatments, or let's say medical treatments, when they're uncontrolled, someone is not adhesive to their medications, that's how the first gram shows how the disease would be up and down, and unregular. And that's when you get extreme feeling of fatigue and all of that. But then when we control it, when we control the treatment, when we do our regular checkups and we adhere to the medications, and if not medications, then we adhere to what guidelines are given, then the chronic condition gradually decreases till honestly it becomes like it's not there. You'll always, let's say, if you become diabetic, you'll always have diabetes, but you are able to live like you're not a diabetic person. You are able to go off the medications and just go on about your life by creating good choices. So, our chronic care, we have a nice team. We have wellness coaches or case managers. These are the people who would be your friend. This is the person who would be, because we assign one person to each patient. So this would be your friend. They would be there for you 24/7, connect you to all the healthcare professionals that you need, set your appointments and give you reminders and consistent follow-ups. They will always check on you and make sure everything's okay. And like I said, it's a year long. So every 3 months, we do a checkup with your doctor, with your specialist. We do a lab test. If you need medication or a refill for your medication, and a dietitian call. Plus, we have fitness trainers with us who can help you out, like at your home or at your gym. We have meal plan companies that we can give you discounts to, who we trust. And honestly, this shows how we have decreased the HbA1c, which is the, let's say, how high your blood sugar goes within the year. So really, it's more about creating choices that will honor your well-being. It's creating all of these small choices and small things that can give you the best outcome and the best energy levels. So really invest in your health and prioritize your well-being. So our offers for everyone who's attending is we can do an at-home service, BMI checkup, oligoscan, which checks your vitamins and minerals within like minutes, and a personalized IV therapy. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for my voice, but yeah.
Hi, Yara, you sound really sick. I'm so sorry we're doing this to you when you're sick.
No, actually, I'm feeling a lot better, like generally, like energy wise, but my voice is gone. Like my voice, like that's the only problem. Although, like I'm full of energy, I'm fine. But yeah, but don't worry about it. I hope people understood what I'm trying to say.
No, of course. The presentation was really good. Um,
If we have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
we do have questions. I think we have two questions that I can see in the chat box. One is from Nehal. She's asking, does collagen intake have benefits with healthy aging? Are there any other supplements you would recommend taking for women?
Yes, so collagen, it helps, especially after the age of 25. It really helps if you take it in a simplified form or an active form. So it does help because your collagen just declines with age. That's the problem. You have like around 25 years to create it, and then it just keeps on declining and not generating normally. So I would say do collagen. It it doesn't have any side effects. And like I said, magnesium would help having more protein. I wouldn't so much focus on supplements and what supplementations you should be taking, but I would say protein and generally high fiber.
Okay, we have one more question. I hope that helps you, Nehal. We have one more question from Mariam, sorry. How can someone adjust their diet if they have slower metabolism or are less into physical activity?
Okay, so that's unfortunate because with metabolism, it's usually connected to being active. The problem is to increase your metabolism, there's no diet or a way of eating or supplements that can help you burn better. But it's just a matter the more you move, the more your body would have to excrete calories and everything that you're eating. So your body has to go faster, faster, faster. So it's just generally increase your physical activity. And like I said, it's not a matter of going to the gym or doing weights. Go for a walk. Go for a 30-minute walk a day or 45. Generally, it's better 45 and above, 45 minutes and above. But then when you get used to walking and take different routes, let's say park your car further or use the stairs instead. Just do these simple tricks to gain more steps a day. It will eventually get you to increase your basal metabolic rate or your metabolism, especially if you have hormonal imbalances. You need to be active, and the simplest activity can do. So I hope that helps.
Thank you. I'm sure it does. I think
Yeah,
these were the only two questions I could see in the chat box. Um, I don't think there's anything. Let me just check the Q&A box just in case I see something. Yes, there's a question from Ansi in the Q&A box. What type of food is needed for a 72-year-old patient having myasthenia gravis and heart issues?
okay. Generally, it depends on what they eat. So when we're talking about elderly patients, it's really hard to get them to eat anything, and so their mind is set usually to certain things. So, especially with heart diseases, I would say clean eating. So just clean their food, quality of food should be clean, more fiber, a lot more vegetables, cooked. If it's cooked, always keep the skin, always keep the let's say the broth that you cooked with. That's what they should be eating. So be very careful when cooking vegetables, but also any form of vegetables, fruits, but not in very high amount. So fiber is very important. Protein is also important, but again, they can't eat much of it, and less fats. So the oils that we're using when you're cooking food for them, be careful of how much you're adding into your oils because sometimes you go like, okay, I'm using olive oil, not that bad, but then you're adding a lot of olive oil. So be careful, just clean eating and make sure to increase their fiber intake. It will help them generally a lot.
Okay, lovely. I think that was the last question that we saw. I don't think there are any further questions in the chat box or the Q&A box. So I don't think we should take any further of anybody else's time. I don't want to make this a very long session. So just want to give out. Oh, we've received one more question from James. Would you recommend any multivitamins or probiotics um, for, and if so, what are the benefits of these multivitamins or probiotics?
So supplements in general, I would always recommend to get tested first. So do a full checkup and then see what you're deficient in and take supplements accordingly. So let's say multivitamins is usually good for people who are much older, who their body they're not absorbing as well. They're generally not doing better or they're not doing well. They can't absorb food or nutrients like they can, even if they're eating well. Then we recommend multivitamins. But when you're younger, see what you're deficient in and supplement accordingly, or else just have a balanced diet. And for probiotics, I'd always recommend probiotics, but then get the probiotic and prebiotic version because you need your prebiotics, which is a naturally occurring bacteria in your gut. If your gut is not doing so well, you need both. If you just do it as a precaution, probiotics, but again, There's a lot of like let's say yogurt, kefir, kimchi. These things they always have good bacteria. Plus, you can take them just to enhance your gut health. They're not a must. You can do them through natural resources. But if you feel like you're always bloated, there's something wrong, then you can have both, like prebiotic plus probiotics.
Okay, lovely. I think the next question is also on prebiotics. Is prebiotics necessary to be taken with probiotics? Do they have like some sort of effect? I'm assuming. Are they
Yeah,
necessary to go hand in hand?
yeah. So, like I said, prebiotics they're usually we naturally make them. We make prebiotics. We have them a lot in pickles and things that we eat. Probiotics are the ones that they are created just to help and aid what we need. So if you have a good gut health, let's say it's not usually people who take antibiotics for like a 7 day course of antibiotics, their gut bacteria is generally gone. The good bacteria, the bad bacteria, everything's gone.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
would need both. But then if you are okay, you generally have these certain effects, then you can do probiotics. But generally they it's good to take them together, even if you can never take too much of prebiotics. So it's better to take them together because they help each other out. They create a bond and they help the gut in generally to um to help each other out. So you don't need one on its own. But generally our body does prebiotics on its own. So yeah.
Great, thank you. I think that helped with the answer. The answer helped and seeing a lot of thank yous coming in. Let me just see if there are any other questions that have come in for you. Just one second. No, that's about it. Um, I don't see any further questions coming in. All right. I think that's it. That's it. I think we can put in our closing remarks. Thank you everybody for joining the webinar today. I hope you found this session beneficial to you. Of course, if you have any further questions for Yara, you all can visit her in Medcare branches, and you can easily book your appointments with her via their website and application. Their processes are seamless, and again, thank you, Yara, for being here in the state of course, being sick as well. So we
Yeah.
really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. I'm
And
sorry for my voice for giving up on me midway, but I think we've made it. But
no,
thank you
no,
so
it's
much.
fine. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your time, and would like to also thank Medcare for giving us this platform and being a part of our session today.
Okay, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone. Hope you have a good day and a great weekend ahead. See you in our next webinar in March, which we have on the occasion of Women's Day on women's leadership. So thank you again, and we hope to see you again.